Welcome to my mess. Today I'm making a queen bank. A queen bank, not for virgins, but for mated queens. Today is about 100 degrees. In the 90s, the feel-like temperature, the ambient temperature is over 100. The humidity is incredible. Just by walking, you sweat. Bees start to slow down. Queens will slow down their laying in the heat. I've been running 2-frame nucs for mating. They can only stay so long. So now I'm trying to preserve my queens for when I requeen later in the season. They cannot stay on 2 frames. They've got to go either on more or they're going to swarm. Well, I've run out of equipment. Ta-da! So what are you supposed to do? You have a few options. You can just requeen early, and I'm not ready to do that because I'm still pulling honey, or I'm going to make a queen bank. A queen bank has certain properties that've got to happen. It's not hard. You can bank, more than one in a queen bank, and people have done it for over winter. I've never done it that long. Once you've banked a queen, she takes a little bit longer to restart. So even when I ship a queen from here, say, to Michigan, she has the potential of feeling the stress, and so it may take her a week to get back to laying. She does get back to laying. I've heard the same thing for queens banked longer. One time I had a queen, I banked, I missed her. I had her in a cage. She stayed in the hive for well over a month, and when I let her go, she laid everywhere. And she laid, I didn't think she took that long to start laying again, but she did lay again. Anyway, so this was a 4-way, 2 frames each, 2, 2, 2. I have now taken the queens and put them into queen cages. They have no attendants. They don't need attendants because they're going to go into a bank. But I do put queen candy in there. It helps them. They're going to be set in a frame like this. There's different ways. This is going to be in the frames, but there's different ways to do it. You can set them above an excluder as long as bees can get to them. But if you're going to do it for any length of time, you want to be able to put a frame next to them of open brood. This is now a queenless set of 8 frames. The queens will go into the middle, and I'll have open brood. I'll make sure the open brood goes next to it. Remember, now the only queens are caged. The hive itself is queenless. Eventually, they'll make their own queen, and yet they will still feed the mated queens. One thing to remember, these queens should all be about the same age. I don't want to put, and I don't think it matters, oh, she was born in June and she was born in May. I don't mean like that. I mean, like, don't put a 21, a 22, and a 23. They'll choose which ones to feed at that point. Some will die. So, this is my 4-way. She had 3 dividers in her. I've taken out 2. There's their entrances, and as you can see, they are full. I actually had 3 mated queens and 1 virgin. The virgin I do not cage. I went ahead and found a queenless little nuke somewhere so that I can utilize this colony. Now all I have to do is take this divider out. See, they built on the walls. They're doing everything and anything before they swarm. Okay, it's very hot. Make sure you have your drink. If you can, sit. It's freaking incredibly hot, but I have to be covered because the mosquitoes. Oh, holy crap, the mosquitoes. The mosquitoes and the yellow, what they call yellow flies, yellow horse flies. They bite and sting and, ugh, they're awful. Ugh. Okay, so yes, it becomes a bit of a mess. But the idea is we will be able to bank these girls for probably 2 months. My popcorn flow is basically down, so they shouldn't be overly concerned with packing away nectar. Although, since I'm starting with such a huge colony, I do have to be careful. I want to give them, because the original queens that I'm putting in there are from this hive, I'm going to give them some time, and I'm going to go to these are all mating nukes here, 4-ways, and grab some other queens. Another 4-way, another 4 possible queens. You can see they're just overrun. Oh, she's already been opened up. They have to be opened up. Golly, it's heavy. No, that's all honey. Oh, Jesus. That's all honey in there. That's why, because she went through a flow. Golly, it's 5 pounds. She went through the flow. They backfill with honey. If they tend, and it, same thing in a big colony. If they backfill, then they'll leave. You end up with a few straggling, yeah. But here, where I live, you're going to end up with a hive beetle, which is my other concern. So, no one came back here. This is all honey. That's fine. I'll end up moving someone. Either I'll put somebody in there, like another virgin if I find one, or just move the honey out and open this up. Probably just open it up. Take the queen. Yeah. See the difference with the queen? This one has a queen. And I'm going to take her. When populations get big, even in a 2-frame, it's very easy to lose your queen, not be able to find her. So don't ever feel bad when you can't find your queen. Stop apologizing to people that you can't find your queen. They hide. This is another honey frame. Ow. In a situation like this, they will be on the honey. Don't ever think a queen won't be on the honey. I've found too many queens on the honey, especially in small hives like this. They just are. There she is. They say, oh, banking's bad for them. Well, if I don't bank them, and she's in this little colony with nowhere to lay, she's going to leave. This, I have a chance at saving the queen that took me a month to get. There she is. She took me a month. Why would I want to lose her? Because I don't want to leave her in that tiny hive. And there's another queen for the bank. Nice frame of brood, but she's soon closing in on herself. This is a marked queen and she's on this frame. And as you can see, it's not going to be easy to see her because I think she's probably on the bottom. But we'll see. Oh, like magic, there she is. Queens don't like the light, so they tend to go to the other side that you're holding up. And in she goes. Again, so I've opened up this side because it was queenless and I wanted to give one more room so she won't leave. I can still take this queen. I'm going to start with these queens because they have less room. Oh, honey. You get the point where you hate honey. I completely understand. Looks like they could have a virgin. I have to look at my notes. Usually have these notes on the lid. was a virgin about 10 days ago, so she either never came back. No, she's here. She just got started laying. Let's see. You'd think it'd be easy to find a queen when there's hardly any bees in this. Sometimes it's easier with the population because they surround her. There she is. She's huge. Come on. There you go. I'm not going to bank this one because she just started laying. I can tell from her frame. But I am going to mark her. Leave her be because she just got laying. She's doing okay. She just got laying. I don't want to bank her. These other girls that I've been taking have been laying for a few weeks. There's another one. She's been laying. About 10 days, at least. She's only got a small population. So I could actually just leave her there. I'm going to leave her there and not mark her. See how this one's been doing? 4 frames. Still not a lot of room. She's completely laid this frame out and built the frame. I do believe I gave her this to build. Even though it's honey, she's been here because she's got a couple of things laid with eggs. God, look at that. Queens are just freaking great at hiding. And then when you see them, you think, how stupid, how did I miss her? Because they're generally huge. But if she's got her abdomen tucked in laying, she doesn't look, she looks like a little bee. Come on. Back to the honey frames. If you see her, say something. Because I'm missing her today. sweating so much my eyeglasses are falling off. Come on. So I went and got more queens. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is not the total that can go into the bank. This carries, I don't know, something like 50. I don't have 50 queens to bank. I don't think I do. Anyway, so while I got my other queens into cages and found who was mated, who wasn't, who may be needed, I did a little work. Now I come back to my original colony that I was putting together. They should have no problem now mixing and finding these queens to take care of. You don't want to put this frame into a hive that you just took one queen out of and didn't allow to go queenless. The easiest way to do a queen bank is mixing frames with the bees on them so all the pheromone is mixed up, or allowing that colony to go completely queenless and put them in, because you don't want to go through all the work and then they don't want to take care of these queens. So later today, tomorrow, the next day, I can come back, take more queens and bank them. This is not the finality, this is not the total that can go in there. I can add queens, but I can't add 22 queens, I can't add 23 queens. I have to add the queens that were mated this year. So this is the colony. Plenty of bees to take care of them. Plenty of bees to make a new queen, which is what I expect. Look at that. Look at that. Let's turn it around. There's more bees over here. Let's see. Put them down. Everybody's got someone that's going to take care of them. They've been queenless for probably an hour. They may still recognize theirs, but everybody's got someone to take care of them. That pheromone, that mixed up pheromone is going to work just fine. So I put my bar right in the middle. They're probably, I mean, they could very possibly build comb above them. You do want to check your banked queens once every, say, 7 to 10 days, once again, because if they haven't made a queen, you want to keep open brood next to the queens. And that way it keeps the nurse bees interested in feeding those queens. If you just let them go capped, you run the risk of them not feeding the queens. Open brood just keeps nurse bees very interested in the nursing. And there you go, see? That's how they're gonna stay until you pull them for your... It's not a bank where you just load it and go. You do still have to have care for the hive, like I said. So every 7 to 10 days, make sure there's open brood unless you have a laying queen who have finally made it in there. Don't worry about the queen cell that they make, because they're making it while they're caring for these queens, and that will allow them just to, you won't have to re-add open brood. And they can stay banked for a while. But again, I want to do it just through maybe July, maybe, and get them into requeening my hives. So queen banking is convenient. Can it stress queens? Yes, you hear a lot of things like that. But when you've run out of equipment, you have to get them out of these 2 frames. And even if you just bank them for the week or 2 while you get your equipment cleaned up and ready to go again, maybe you're extracting and then you don't want to put the wets back on an existing colony, you can build these colonies for these girls. It's easier than you think. It's convenient, but it's not a step away, oh, you're done now. Nothing in beekeeping is basically like that until you're in the winter. You chose this job. Now you got to do it. So comrades, that is the way of banking. Do it, don't do it. Know about it, so the time that you want, you can bank those queens. Until next time, peace, sis.